G'day photographers, it's Ben from TAFE. Hope you're well and Merry Christmas. This is not the first time we've done a Christmas video. But this time we're going to do it slightly different. Instead of one big video or one, really silly video, I'm going to do 12 short little videos, just, jam-packed with little tips and tricks and fun stuff. Let's jump in. Okay, so the first one is about teeth, the old chompers. Teeth in photos are kind of important. You definitely don't want to draw attention to teeth, but generally smiles with teeth look a little bit better. It starts after you say teeth more than 5 times. I reckon it sounds weird. Teeth. Anyway, teeth. Examples I've seen that are bad, just flat out desaturating teeth to black and white and leaving the rest of the photo in color. Painting over teeth with a white brush in Photoshop, just painting white on there. Even I've seen people paint with white at a nice low opacity. Still doesn't look that good. Maybe they get fancy and they use the blend mode of color to just help ease all that in there. I'm still nope. This is a really easy way. I learnt it's very low tech, and what it does is it uses what's already in Photoshop, Lightroom, Camera Raw. The idea of saturation, which is that, increase or decrease all the color, versus vibrance, which is a smart slider. So it will only amplify the colors that need a bit of a push or desaturate the colors that are a bit overbearing. We're going to play with that, and we're going to play with some teeth. Let's jump in. All right, so I'm in Photoshop here. And here is a photo of my mate Mark. He doesn't mind us using this photo for this. He's a handsome dude, and his teeth are good. Like, to be honest, the only reason they've got a bit of color to them is I was really cooking this file up. I wanted it to be nice and warm and, just have that real afternoon glow about it. So, his teeth are white and they've taken on a bit of that color. So to get rid of that, really, really low tech. I go down to my adjustment layer, I grab vibrance, and I desaturate. Probably not that much. Probably somewhere, oh heck, let's go crazy. Let's go there just for now. And then I'm going to invert the mask, just like that. You can also use your keyboard shortcut of Command or Control I to flip that mask around. So when it's black, everything is hidden. And if we paint with white, with a brush, which is also key B for the, the shortcut. And I like to use my square bracket keys to shrink the size of my brush. This tablet I've got here is not fancy at all, so it doesn't do the pressure sensitivity that well. I'm going to just shrink the brush down so it's smaller than the teeth, and I'm going to zoom in. So Command or Control plus to zoom in, hold down space bar to drag myself around the photo, and we're going to get real intimate with Mark's teeth here. All right, so I've got a white brush. The opacity is it's about, let's go about 40. I'm going to just be gentle with the flow, and I'm just going to start painting that in. And I'm at a real low opacity there, and it's starting to come in. But I know you guys have busy lives, so I'm going to speed this up a bit. Now, I don't have any problems with working at a low opacity and a low flow and building it up, the effect, to make it look natural, but I feel I'm at that point in my career where I'm reasonably restrained, and that I'm not going to go too crazy. So I'm going to dial it in pretty much at full strength and go from there. All right, let's have a look at this happy chappy. Command 0 to zoom out. And this is the before and after. So, before, turn the eye off, and the after. Doop, 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 doop. And to me, that looks pretty natural. I might back it off a little bit. There's a couple of ways to do that. You could jump back into the adjustment because it's on an adjustment layer. You could turn that down a bit there. You can do all sorts of stuff. You can also go into the opacity and drop the opacity, or use the scrubber here to do that. Just to keep things super subtle and super nice. It's not just a Photoshop thing. You can do that in other programs. Let's jump into another program to prove that. Here we are, same photo in Capture One. We're working on the raw file here. Keyboard shortcuts are pretty much the same for getting around this program. So you zoom in, spacebar to get in there with the teeth. Now, I'm on my local adjustments tab. I'm going to do a new layer, and I'm going to call this one teethy teeth. Now with my brush tool, I'm going to paint onto the teeth. There you go, little mate. So there's a couple of ways you can do this. You can apply the adjustment to first and then paint it in. I kind of like to make my selection first and then dial it in. But like it's totally depends on which way you like to stir your tea. So anyway, I've got my mask in there. It's looking pretty good. We're going to keep this quick for you guys. And now in Capture One, you don't have a saturation and a vibrance slider. Capture One's saturation slider behaves like the vibrance slider in your Adobe stuff. So it's a smart slider. It tries really hard not to let the photographer oversaturate a photo, and the same as desaturate. You know what I mean? It only wants to it's going to leave a bit of color there if it thinks it should stay there, and it's going to dull it down if it thinks it needs to go. It's not going to do it all across the board. So there, with a little subtle movement. See, if we go too far, we can eventually get most of the color out of those teeth. If we crank it up, yep, sorry Mark. So somewhere there, probably about the -30, looks all right. And as you know, I'm in Capture One 11. What am I in? Capture One 10. Capture One 11 has just dropped, which has a bunch of new sexinesses, including layer opacity and things like that, which I can't wait to get into. Photographers, thank you. Hope this little tip helps. I'm going to try and drop one tomorrow and the next day and the next day, all the way up until Christmas. I have an idea of what I want to do these videos on. However, I would much rather make videos about what you guys want to know. And like, if you want to know something, if you have an idea about something, it doesn't have to be Photoshop, just can be camera, can be sort of industry stuff. Happy to chat and do what I can to help. See you in the next one.